Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to a brand new video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amelia and I upload all kinds of book content, and if you're not new here then welcome back. We are here with episode number 2 of reading my favourite booktubers 5-star reads. And I am very excited for this episode of it, because I have picked one of my favourite booktubers. Her name is Emmy Rossum. How do you say her name? I'm really bad at pronouncing people's names apparently. But Emmy Rossum, Miss Emmy Rossum, if you don't know who she is, she uploads book content on TikTok and YouTube. She has literally done incredible videos since I started watching her. And literally, I think does a 24-hour reading once a month. Like, iconic. I literally love her content. I could rave about her all day. I won't stay here all day. I mean, I'm sure people won't like me here just talk about it, but I'm sure you want to see the books I'm going to read. So I went on to Emmy's Goodreads. Well, actually, that's a lie. I actually went on her TikTok and she posted a video. And I cannot remember what the video was called, but she posted her favourite books so far of the books she's read in 2025. It was called My Favourite Reads This Year and What I Rated Them. So I picked 2 from there that I, 1, haven't read and 2, have on my TBR. I wasn't going to pick a book that is maybe on Kindle. I wasn't going to pick a book that I had to buy to read. It had to be so, the rule for me of these videos is to pick books off my TBR, unless, like, for example, I don't know if it probably hasn't happened, but a YouTuber my favourite YouTuber, I've read all the books that she's rated 5 stars, and the only ones on Kindle. That's the difference. But because there was some books on this list that are 5 stars that I haven't read yet, I went from that, and they are on my TBR, and actually they're 2 books I really want to get to. Okay, I'm going to go through the list of all the 5 stars in these photos from her TikTok, and then I'll tell you the 2 I've chosen. So even the ones I've chosen will be read out, but you might be able to guess obviously which ones I've picked, but if not, I'll tell you obviously at the end. But the first 5-star one is City of Lies and Legends, which I think is like a 3rd in a series, and I haven't got it. Then Sunrise on the Reaping, which technically I have as an audiobook, but I'm not doing that as an audiobook at the moment because I'm currently in the middle of Taming 7, so I'm going to try and do that. Then we've got Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance. Haven't got that book. The Favourites by Laing, which I have got. No, it's not 5-star. Sky Beyond the Storm. Play Along by Liz Ford, which I have read and loved. Did not give 5 stars, but I have read and loved. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Can't speak. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which for me shocks me because a load of people have not liked it. Like, all my favourite booktubers that I love and get my recommendations from, who I know love Emily Henry as well, did not like this book, which actually scares the crap out of me because I just don't understand, and I don't know why they don't like it, which makes me scared. Then she's got Kill Switch, Nightfall, Onyx Storm, which I've read and loved, 5 stars too. I think I get 5 stars, yeah, I did. Heavenly Bodies, Diabound, Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, which I've all read. She did give Taming 7 5 stars. Otherwise, I would have just picked that one to continue. But she gave it 4.5, so I can't really put that next to a 5-star read. And that is it. So, with that, the 2 books that I have picked for today happen to be 2 books that I've been so excited for. And if I feel like I've mentioned it in a few vlogs, I'm so excited for this. But also, I've just mentioned one of them I'm extremely nervous for. So the first book we're reading, I haven't got a dust jacket on it because I have taken off because I actually started it this morning. But it is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. This is just the naked hardback I got with the purple sprayed edges. Petrified. I've read 1 chapter. I have no thoughts because I've really read 1 chapter, which is the introductory. All I'm getting is 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo vibes. But yeah. And then the second book, which I am so excited for and everyone has raved about and I cannot wait to get to, is The Favourites by Laing. And I decided to put this one last because I'm like, I want to get the one I'm worried about over and done with, and then one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to love at the end, rather than the opposite way around where I do one I love and then do one I'm worried about because I won't want to pick it up if I love this one. So I think I've done a smart choice there. But yeah, I will keep you updated with my thoughts. So far, like I said, 1 chapter read, giving Colour 7 Husbands and Hugo vibes. We met Alice, and I'm guessing the male character in this book called Hayden Anderson. I'm going into it blindly, and I'm a little bit scared, but I'm happy that I am actually reading this book. Okay, I've taken the mic out, also please avoid this dodgy lighting. However, it's time to have a little bit of a reading evening. I'm currently, for some reason, watching Frozen musical from the West End, or Samantha Barks in, because I watched like the first 45 minutes of it when I was at my friend's house before I went to Paris, but then we had to come home. Well, I had to go home, so she dropped me home. And then I never just continued it, so I'm just going to watch it now. It is, how long was it? Only an hour and 46 minutes. So, with that, I'm going to watch this and read. I was going to watch YouTube videos, but I think I'm just going to watch that. And if I get bored, I'll put YouTube on instead. But I'm going to try and read a good chunk of this to get into this book whilst watching Frozen, because it's Frozen. I know the story of Frozen. I don't need to pay much attention to it. Hello, okay, it's only a day since I started this, and I'm 23. The only thing about not reading on a Kindle is I can't actually tell, because obviously Kindle tells you. I'm not reading this on Kindle because I've actually bought the favourites on Kindle because it was like £4, but this was £10 on Kindle, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. 23% of the way through A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So my first thoughts are I'm not loving it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not invested yet, and I feel like the first 20%, like, you really should be getting your readers invested, especially in an Emily Henry book, especially in the fact of, like, everyone knows Emily Henry's writing. And I won't lie, this just doesn't feel like her writing. I feel like what she's tried to do with this one is she's really tried to branch out from her normal writing, and that's fine. Like, I feel like it's good for authors to what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, to experiment with their writing 100%, like, do something different. Don't stick with the same roots, because otherwise they just become known for this one specific writing style, and they write the same kind of books, and it becomes monotonous. But I feel like she's branched so far out that it's kind of like, oh, this just doesn't feel like an Emily Henry book. It is giving Taylor Jenkins Reid style writing, and I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I love that by her, and she knows how to write it in a really good way. And I don't know how to describe how I feel about this one. I feel like this would work better dual point of view, because you've got two authors fighting to basically write this biography for this celebrity called Margaret Ives, and they're fighting for this. And first of all, this kind of the only thing it gives me slight Beach Read vibes, because you have two authors competing against each other, but not in a sense. They're competing to try and make sure that Margaret chooses one of them. But you're only getting Alice's point of view and not Hayden's point of view, so you're only hearing what Alice gets and what Alice wants and what Alice is thinking and you see him through Alice. But, like, obviously you're going to have times when he goes to Margaret and has time with Margaret, but you're not going to see what he sees. And that's what I'm getting from my idea right now. I don't hate it, like, I do want to read on, but I think for 23% I'm not invested, but I went in thinking, okay, just ignore what everyone else has said, but like it's very hard to ignore when what they've said is matching what you're thinking. So so far it's a bit disappointing, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I felt the same. The way I feel about this book is the same kind of way I felt about Happy Place when I first read that. Not Happy Place, what's the one before that? Book Lovers. I loved Happy Place. I didn't love Book Lovers. I think it's my least favourite one of her books. I don't remember a thing from that book, and I'm really worried that this is kind of giving me that same kind of vibe, because yeah, I'm not loving it. Like, even Me on My Vacation, not my favourite one of her books, I still vibed with and still enjoyed, and I still like remember what happened. So yeah, I'm going to try and read some more tonight. I'm giving myself a bit of a break. I had my lunch and I read, then I watched the Formula 1 and read a couple of chapters during that when they had the safety car, because not much can happen when the safety cars are going, and I was like, I'm more interested when the actual race starts up again. So I kind of just read my book then. We are 73% of the way through. I don't know if you can see that. I'm a bit, because I've got like a smaller chunk left. And I still think it is two, but it feels like two bits in one. Like the romance side of it feels like an Emily Henry book. The Margaret side of things just doesn't. Feels like more of a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. And I feel like she's trying to put too much in one book. I think I've said this several times. But it just feels like out of nowhere she's suddenly back with Margaret. But then she's then back with Hayden, and then she's back with Margaret. And it's like, you get Margaret's story, you get her, and then you get Hayden and Alice's story, but you don't get anything of Hayden's point of view. And I really think if this book was dual point of view, and you spend more time with them seeing them like compete against each other, it might make it more interesting. But I also don't think doing dual point of view might be, again, trying to be too much in one book. Not loving it. I don't hate it either. I don't think it's the worst book in the world, and I can see why some people like it. Like, I can't see why Emmy rated it 5 stars. Just really not my thing. So yeah, I'm going out in 50 minutes, so I think I'm just going to sit here and read whilst I wait to go, before I have to go out, so I can get as much done, so I can try and finish this between tomorrow and Friday, so I can start the favourites, because I really would love to start that, like, ASAP, because I'm so excited. Like, earlier I was at work thinking about it, and I was like, okay, really, I need to read it, so, yeah, hopefully I can finish this shortly, because I'm kind of getting to the point where I just want to know who's going to be writing a book and what's going to happen now. Like, yeah, I feel like we're now getting closer to the point where we're going to find out, but I feel like I know so much about Margaret's, like, family, like her great-grandfather, her grandfather, her dad, her mum, her auntie, her cousin, her sister, but not herself. And I'm about to find out about her, like, love interest. But are we getting anything about Margaret? I don't know. Like, all I'm getting is that she loves the camera, and that's pretty much it. You can see my little Sonny Angel in the little corner. Hi. Okay, I have a update to give you. Since last night, I didn't finish this last night because I genuinely got home about 11:15, and I was like, there's no way am I staying up to finish this book, because it ain't happening. So over the course of my 2 lunch breaks and getting home from work, I finished Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Not my favourite of hers. I do think it beats Book Lovers though. And I think, I can't remember what I rated Book Lovers, but I think if I was to re-rate it, it'd be lower than it is. I did not enjoy Book Lovers. I didn't really get it. I don't remember a thing that happened in that book, so yeah. But I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I don't know what it was. Like, I wouldn't say I loved it and I liked it. I think there was parts of the book I liked. There was parts of it that got me. There was parts that made me emotional. But then there was parts that I just didn't care for. I felt like the concept was a very good idea. Like, a story within a story plus the love story. The romance did not have Emily Henry's usual romance style, like the funny banter between the two main characters. It didn't feel like Emily Henry's like normal romance style. Also, there was no like slow burn with them. It went from 0 to 100 very, very fast. Like, it was like, at first, nothing like, oh, she's the happy, he's the grumpy. So she's the sunshine, he's the grumpy. And then suddenly they were like being so romantic so very fast, and it was like, okay, there was no yearning, there was no slow burn, there was no like banter, not really any banter with them really. There was like, you had a little bit, but it wasn't her usual banter with the love interest in the book. And I know she was trying something different, but I felt like it took away from her usual self and herself in there. Like, the one thing I love about authors is when their books are in the same kind of genre as others, but they have their own spin on things and have their own like isms, I guess. I don't know what I'm thinking, but you can tell it's like they're writing. Like, in any other Emily Henry book, I could go, that's an Emily Henry book. And I think then right at the end, things just went very fast. It went from like 0 to 100 right at the end. Like, I'd say the last couple of chapters, it just picked up very, very fast, and it was like all rushed at the end. And it was like a bit like, oh, okay. Like, this last chapter, which I'm going to say was the epilogue, but wasn't cast as the epilogue, just felt a bit like, huh? I don't know. I just think, I feel like we should have got more of Margaret's story than we did. And yeah. So yeah, did not hate it, didn't love it. I think I'm giving it a 3-star. So that's just my opinion. So yeah, 3-star. I did like some of it, but it's just not my favourite. It's not the worst rating in the world. It's just not my favourite book in the world. But this means we are now on to the book that I've been waiting to read for ages, and it is The Favourites by Laing. So excited. I actually bought this on Kindle, but I actually kind of want to read most of it physically, but I will be reading it on Kindle at times, because at night, like, it'll be easier. When I go to London on Saturday, it'll be easier, and Saturday and Sunday even. It'll be easier, but it's time for favourites. I've taken the dust jacket off, and look how gorgeous this is. Some ice skates. People have said if you love Daisy Jones and the Six, then you're going to love this book, and I don't think I've said it enough on my channel, but Daisy Jones and the Six is one of my favourite books ever. So of course I am intrigued by what people say, that people said this. So I'm excited to get to this one. This is another one of Emmy's 5-star reads. Good morning, hello. I haven't updated you yet on The Favourites by Laing. First of all, I'm obsessed with this cover. Like, look at the ice skates. I'm about 18% of the way through, so not even that far through the book so far yet. So I can't really give many thoughts, because I don't have any. I don't really have many thoughts at the moment, and it's kind of like scaring me. I feel like I like the writing style. I really do like the writing style. I like the little like breaks with the little interview sections, and then you've got the point of view of our female main character, Katerina Shaw. So you basically get the point of view of Katerina throughout the book. I'm hoping we're gonna hear something of Heath at some point, but we're getting Katerina's point of view at the moment. But it's not really saying her point of view, but you can kind of tell it's hers. And then you get a little interview snippets of other people who have done like the ice dancing stuff that they do. And it's interesting, and the chapters are really short, so it's really easy just to sit and read. But also, I don't know if it's just this heat, it's not made me want to read much recently in the last couple of days, but I've read up to chapter 16, so I've read that much since Friday, which isn't actually that bad. I'm actually telling myself that's not good, but that's not that bad considering how busy I've been. But yeah, I am enjoying it, so let's just put it in perspective. This book is following Katerina Shaw and Heath something. Heath, I don't remember the last name, Heath Rocher, who are basically do this thing called like ice dancing, which is an Olympic sport, and you're getting the story from their beginning, not just from when they. So I feel like the interviews are taking place like in the present. Like if you read Daisy Jones, you get all the present stuff, and then the chapters are actually living the past, and it's kind of like you're interviewing. So they're interviewing Catherine at that point, you're getting her point of view. So, and you're finding out exactly what happened to these two and how they made it in the ice dance Olympic world. No, I'm doing that. Ice dance world. And then and how, I'm guessing we're going to see how they fell apart and how things didn't end up not working out for them. But we will see. I'm intrigued and I'm excited to see what happens next. But like I said, I'm only 18% of the way through. I am intrigued to see how much I'm going to like this book because I am enjoying the writing style. I think I just need to get to know the characters a bit more. We're meeting so many characters and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many people. We met a guy called LSD, we met Sheila Lynn, we met Sheila Lynn's kids, Garrett and Bella Lynn. Does that just check where I am because I haven't moved anything. But yeah, so far good, not obsessed, but I'm hoping when we get further in I'll have a bit more of an obsession now with it, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to read anything during the day today or I'm going to do some other stuff, but yeah, so far so good. Also I got my hat on because my hair is annoying me and I'm hot. Hello, okay, currently reading The Favourites, obviously, by Laing. I think I'm about 40% or just over 40% of the way through now. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this book. When I was like I think I first updated you, I was like, not 100% sure. Also, if you can see the timer, I'm doing like this thing for my TikTok that I'm filming. I'm doing like how much I can read in 25 minutes video, so I'm trying to be quick. However, when I first updated you, I think I was like, I'm not sure. Then I got into it a bit more and now I'm like hooked. So it's good. I've read a lot in the last couple of days and I'm hoping to read a bit more tonight after rehearsals because I'm really enjoying this and I'll probably give you more of a proper update tomorrow because one, my battery's flashing, two, I'm trying to do this. But what has just happened really just shocked me and I kind of expected it. I kind of expected what to happen but not in this way, if that makes sense. But oh my god. And I understand when people say like they don't really like either of the characters. I don't love Kat. I don't love Heath either. The only character I really like is Garrett, which is Garrett Lynn, is one of the twins who is an ice dancer who we meet, and he just seems really sweet and caring, and he's the only one I like out of all of them. I don't like Bella. I hate. I think she's a bit of a bitch, but also at the same point, I don't hate her. I don't think I hate any of the characters. I just don't love them. But I think that's the whole point of the story, and I think it kind of gives the same vibes as Daisy Jones. Like most people going into Daisy Jones, like going, I don't love Daisy and I don't love Billy. They're both like toxic and all this lot. However, it made a really good story, and I love that about it because I'm actually like wanting to find out. Hello, okay, I know my camera needs charging. I think I said the last time I updated you and I haven't actually charged it because I forgot. However, we are about 70% of the way through The Favourites. Actually, I didn't update it after I stopped reading my lunch breaks. I might have actually already updated it, thinking about it now. Oh, sorry, if you can hear anything, the fan is on in the background. I'm so hot. And I've just filmed a couple of TikToks, but like they're not like actual, they were not effort made TikToks, they were just talking TikToks. I did update it. We're at 73% of the way through this book. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I do not like our main characters, and I've watched other people read it and they said the same thing. So I don't feel like bad, but they still loved it because I think the thing is that it's like Daisy Jones and the Six. Our main characters are very toxic in Daisy Jones and the Six. You've got Billy and Daisy who are both addicts in their own way and they're very toxic in their own way, but it gives a great story. This book, it's so not the same. I'm not, because there's no like actual drug. It's just the toxicness between the two main characters, Kat and Heath. Insane amount of toxicity, and like both of them have their own toxic traits. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I think Kat is very maybe overbearing and maybe a little bit too much. However, he doesn't help himself sometimes, and what's just happened has not helped him in his favours at all. I am obsessed with this book, and I'm so glad I picked it up for this video, because it means that although I didn't hate The Great Big Beautiful Life, whatever it's called, I didn't hate that book. I just didn't love it as much as I expected to, but this book has just made up for it. So I am obsessed. I love everything about it. I genuinely think this is a 5-star read. I'm having 5-star feels. Like, I genuinely want to sit and binge it, but I've got things to do tonight, otherwise I would. I just think it's so good. It's written so well, and I just think Laing has done a great job with writing this story, and actually made me care about ice dancers. I did not care about ice dancers and stuff like that, and the Olympics, but I care. And then you've got Bella, who is is her biggest competition, Kat and his biggest competition, alongside Garrett. Although I actually like Garrett, so we're not going to talk bad about him. But so much has happened in this book, and I'm just so happy that I am reading this book. Okay, hello. We have a big update to tell you. I have a big update. Not we. I have a big update. I have finished The Favourites by Laing. I actually finished this last night at about, I want to say like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I was just like, I'm not going to update the vlog right now. I actually have I couldn't physically talk about it yesterday. I just couldn't. I don't think I can now. I loved this book. I absolutely loved it. I can see why people who loved Daisy Jones and the Six really enjoy this book, because honestly, I was like, it gave me the same vibes, but I just kept wanting to know what's going to happen. I wanted to know the story, and I just loved Kat and Heath's story, and like the other characters as well, like Bella and Garrett. I think like I liked that little group, and I liked how you saw the different sides and different personalities of them. I liked how strong the idea of wanting to win, and the character development from Kat in this book, I won't lie to you, I actually loved. I'm not going to say why, but you'll realise by the end from if you read the book or you've read the book, like at the beginning she's one person to the person she becomes at the end. She's still kind of that person, but there's a part of her that is different to what she was at the beginning of the book, and I love that character development. I just actually really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say like they're two of my favourite characters in the world, Kat and Heath, or even Bella, but I did like their character arcs, and I loved them, and I really loved Garrett. Like, Garrett was probably my favourite character. But I really loved the idea of this book, and I just loved that the song for this book is Taylor Swift's The Last Time. Such a good book, and now I just want to watch ice dancing stuff. I want to do it. And if I wasn't so scared of ice skating, it's something I would be so interested in like doing. But I'm scared of ice skating. When the ice rink's up, you will never see me on one. Sorry, I've got a party tonight, so I'm like pre-drinking. Ready for it, so I don't have to drink too much there, because I'd rather sober up quicker than, yeah. However, I am obsessed with this book and everything about it. I kind of wish I annotated it and tabbed it, so it might be a book I reread at some point and get to annotate and stuff, because it is something I wish I annotated, but I think I was just kind of reading it. So if you haven't guessed, I did give it a 5 stars, so I can understand, like, Emmy gave this 5 stars, and I also gave it a 5 stars, so yeah. But this does mean that we have finished it. I am wearing my McLaren t-shirt. Please ignore the bright orange. However, that does mean we have finished the video, the 2 books for this video. So I have read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and I rated it a 3-star, I think, or a 3.5, one of those two. I enjoyed it, and I won't lie, at the beginning of when I finished it, I did still think about it for a few days, but if you ask me now what happened, I could tell you, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, like it stuck with me, because it hasn't. But I think it's because of the last book, the other book. But yeah, this book was good, and I gave it around a 3-star. It was good, and maybe I can kind of see why Emily gave it 5 stars. I think some people probably could understand why. I personally didn't love it, like compared to how Emily Henry's other books. This was not my favourite, but I am glad I've read it, and glad I got to see the story. And then obviously I read the favourites, which I think is 5 stars. So Emmy does have good taste, and I do love watching Emmy's videos. I love Emmy's reviews. I just love seeing what she reads. There's a lot of books that she picks up, and I'm like, oh, actually I really want to read that now because Emmy has read it. So yeah. Anyway, I am going to be doing some more of these. I have another one coming up very soon. So if you have anyone specifically you want me to do, let me know in the comments below, and I will look at their Goodreads and choose their 5 stars, or maybe even reach out to them. We'll see. But with that being said, I am going to end this video here. If you did enjoy it, then please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon with another video.